Whether you have fine, medium, or thick hair, Ouai has got you. Take the Ouai's hair quiz and find out exactly your hair type. I learned that my hair is dry, and that is why I love their hair mask. This is just really helps restore the hydration and also fights the frizz, which I suffer from, and really strengthens my strands. Wash your way to healthy hair and get a hair routine that's made just for you by Ouai. Go to TheOuai, TheOuai.com, and use promo code JUICY for 15% off any product. That's TheOuai, TheOuai.com, code JUICY. Here's to my parents. We are in full mode now. School is back. We've got to do meal planning, grocery shopping, and cooking. It can be such a huge hassle. Hungryroot, however, makes it possible to spend less time doing all of that. Each order is fully customizable, so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high-quality meat, seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready-to-go meals, kids' snacks, and vitamins, supplements, so much more. Everything from Hungryroot follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Right now, Hungryroot is offering Juicy Scoopers with Heather McDonald 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/juicyscoop to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/juicyscoop. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you.
Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data, and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. Well, you're in for a treat. I have your favorite girls, Brandy Howard, Julie Goldman, stars of Dumb Gay Podcast, stars of This Saturday Night at the Venetian in Las Vegas. You are joining the Juicy Scoop live experience with myself, girls. How excited are we?
We're pretty
How
excited.
How fun is the weekend? We are going Friday. And we are going Friday. We have big plans. Yellow Flower is coming. Drakey Poo is coming. It's the five of us are going to go to a real nice dinner. And then we are going to do something real exciting.
I can't wait. It's like girls trip. Girls trip. Am I right?
And yes, and then you'll be able to hear about it if you're lucky enough to be in the live show, because the live show, we're really going to let it rip. And then all my dates are at heathermcdonald.net. And, well, you know, some people did ask. I thought Julie was going to be in Boston, though they're thrilled because Blue-Eyed Chris Frangiola will be there.
Ooh.
But I just didn't want things swirling around that we were no longer friends.
Right. That
you have a career.
I do have a career.
Career opportunity that made sense for you not to be able to come to Boston.
And any chance, obviously, to be in the Juicy Scoop experience, obviously, and certain Boston, my hometown, which I really wanted to go. But we got this show that we couldn't turn down, and Brandy and I are going to Portland, Oregon for a full month, and we're working on a show called Killer Burlesque. I will be hosting it. And it's going to be 6 shows a week, and it's already it's something. It is something that people should be look it up. killerburlesque.com. It's
like 80s horror movies.
It's going to be
We're
great.
Writing, the hosting section. The dances are done.
Right.
They're very sexy, fun, dangerous. Like an 80s horror movie, campy.
I love it.
So we're doing all the hosting stuff, and we've already. It's gonna be really, really fun.
But you know what they say? It's like if you want to book something, plan a vacation.
Right.
Every time. Like I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to throw this box away because when I do, I'm going to need it immediately.
Yeah.
And of course, we were so excited to.
Oh, I mean, the level that we will plan to try and get on every show that you do. And then, of course, who would have ever thought this would come around? Not in a million years. Just out of the blue.
Well, when you're that talented, girls, it all works out, though. It all works out.
Yep.
So last night was the Emmys. None of us were there.
Not yet. Hey, not yet.
Not yet, but Hacks won, which I love. And I love that I did not realize the guy that plays the agent was one of the creators.
Yeah.
And he said, it was hard when we were pitching this show about a woman over 60 who's a comedian and her being the lead. And so I loved what he said because he's like, yeah, I hope to be an older male lead one day. And I do think TV is moving in that way and realizing that there's this whole huge audience that are TV watchers and are excited to see themselves portrayed and their lives portrayed. And so I think this is great. Of course, we love the show. It's so good. And Guy Branum was one of the writters, and I saw him holding an Emmy. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, really, really fun. But I was invited to a little something last night, and I said, Heather, what are you doing? You've got Brandy and Julie coming in. You need to record on Monday morning for a killer Tuesday Juicy Scoop. Sorry. So I had to, I could not go to the one Emmy party I was invited to. So there you go.
That seems very out of character for you.
It is a little, but it's not. It's just like Peter wasn't, I just kind of didn't have anyone to go. Like I was just, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not on a TV show. I've done all this. The lack of FOMO was surprising.
You've really grown.
I was just like so happy to be like in my bed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I watched as we get into the rest of the stuff.
Well, we'll be there next year.
But
All
look,
three of us.
so we talked about this last time you guys were here, and you were very horny for Meryl Streep and Martin Short to be boning.
Yes. And you know what? Julie's horniness has only gotten more whoppy. The level that she looks them up, pays attention.
I am so into them. I mean,
Well, they are
really...
denying it, denying the romance rumors. But then the people wrote, but they did sit next to each other. Well, yeah, they're on the same show.
Yeah.
And it's the Emmys. So the cast usually sit next to each other. But obviously they're very good friends. And I still think there's a chance that there's more of a romance happening.
I think so too. I think they're trolling. First of all, I just have to point out, shout out Kirkland Water, which is it's not too lowbrow for Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep is holding a Kirkland Water at the Emmys. That is so funny. And he's going with a Fiji water. Maybe that's why they're not together.
Yeah. One's Kirkland, one's Fiji. Those don't really go well together.
Yeah, that's true. They can't get along that way. Oh my God. All right.
And look at Reba in the back and Jane Lynch.
Ooh. That's Jane Lynch.
A little star-studded moment
You're
there. She looks.
right.
How much do we love this pink
Ugh.
bow?
I think it's a great way to go for the Emmys. You're in your 70s, worn everything.
Yep.
You do not need, she wore a suit, you guys. She wore a light pink suit with like a beautiful blouse and her hair back. And it's like, yeah, I don't think you have to wear the dresses anymore. When you've literally gone 100 probably at least 100 formal award ceremonies since you've been acting. Like you're burnt out.
She's won more than
She's
100
won all
awards,
of
so
them.
she's been probably to 1,000.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it's just like she is the awards.
Yeah.
What if the suit was her sort of coming out as bisexual?
I would just at like all of a sudden your grandma's like wearing a suit and you're like, why are you wearing a suit, Grandma, to church? And she's like, I'm bi.
I'm pan.
And I it's actually called pansexual, dear. Get with it. Yeah. I love it. Why the hell not?
That would be so good.
I'm meeting my girlfriend down at the motorcycle bar.
Okay. This comes from Juicy Scoop, Obsessed, my Facebook group. She wrote, remember when Courtney Love accused Dave Grohl of hitting on her 19-year-old daughter? Both Dave and the daughter denied it. We all thought it was weird. Now, Julie is a little confused about what's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know where she was living under a rock. Dave Grohl, as I've talked before, has announced that he fathered a child outside of his 23-year marriage with another woman. Then, right after that, in my Instagram feed was a regular Instagram post of like a little baby hand and like a woman's hand. And it was like, oh, welcome to the world, Roxy, being your mother, Roxy something Grohl. And I was like, there is no way this is real. And I looked and the girl had two posts and like someone wrote as a grandma, like, I'm so in love with this grandchild. And she was like, you look just like your dad. And da-da-da. And I was like, so everybody was going crazy. I immediately did a TikTok, thank God. And I'm like, I predict this isn't real. I predict this is not real. And it is not. And the girl wrote, God, I'm sorry. I just wanted some views and likes. I'm 16. Leave me alone. I was just like kind of brilliant just to like fuck her. Like kind of brilliant because everyone's like, who is this person? And then she popped up and did like a fake account. And but there was rumors that this girl is as young as 20. So now, of course, there's lots of stories of him, you know, cheating in the past, cheating on the first wife, but the thing that's annoying about him is we shouldn't be surprised that a rock star had a baby outside of marriage. But it's that there were all these stories and he presented himself and someone told me that he wrote a book and they read it and it was all about what a great father he was and how he flew home with no sleep to see his daughter's soccer game. And when he did the week at Chelsea Lady, it was a lot of like, I'm just a dad, like I'm just a cool dad at this, you know, Studio City Elementary School and like I'm making hot dogs at the Halloween Carnival and like, so
hey,
there
I'm
you
just
go.
a dad. I'm a regular guy. I don't fuck 16-year-olds or 20-year-olds. I don't hang out. I don't like text them and DM. I don't do that stuff. That is not cool. Okay?
I didn't hit on my ex-bandmate's daughter. Frances Bean is Kurt Cobain's daughter.
Yes.
Dave Grohl,
Well, he definitely
I'm
did.
sorry. I don't even care that he cheated on, I mean, obviously, I mean, I would say pretty much everybody assumed he was cheating. He just sucks. He's annoying. He was always annoying about Kurt Cobain. He's always annoying about Courtney Love. Obviously, Courtney Love is slightly draining and I'm sure is a lot, but like I 100% believe he did this with Frances, like 1,000,000%. And he's been a thirst bucket the entire time. He was dying to be the lead singer of Nirvana and now he has his wish. And here he is like, I'm just going to throw this out and announce it to the world. And I'm not going to really act that sorry about it. I thought he says sorry to his family.
Like he said, I'm going to work really hard to win their love and respect back or whatever. But then also I read that he has a divorce attorney on staff or whatever, or talking to somebody. She's walking around town without her ring. I predicted last week that they will get divorced because it's like I always say, people have these arrangements. And then once you're dumb enough to fuck up the arrangement and everyone knows that you're cheating on me, now I have to divorce your ass, you stupid idiot. So I think she will divorce him and join Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
And they have 4 daughters?
They have 3, well, 4 now.
Oh, you're correct.
Yeah. He might only have girl, only sperm. I don't know what his deal is. But I want to say props to Courtney Love. And this is why I think this is very good. Remember, before the Me Too came about, before Weinstein was exposed as being a disgusting rapist, she's on the red carpet. And someone's like, oh, is there any advice you'd want to give, you know, anyone here tonight or something since you've been here? Like it was like after she was nominated for playing the wife of, what's his name, the hustler guy?
Larry
Flint. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and she goes, yeah, don't go in a hotel room with Harvey Weinstein. And she said it like 20 years ago. So I'm like, maybe when she saw something going on, she knows a lot more than the average person, being that this person was, you know, an intimate part of their life early on. And she was like, stay the fuck away from my daughter, creepo. So anyway, there's rumors that this baby mama, and we don't know who it is very young. Then I heard, oh, no, she's not. Now I'm hearing, oh, no, she is. So we don't know who the baby mama is.
I consider 20 to be, I consider it to be young in general and
very young.
And too young for him.
He's 55.
Yeah.
Or older. Yeah. Ugh. So there's the update on that. Also, Ben Affleck. There was an event and JLo was seen in an intimate conversation with Matt Damon, like talking to her, being like, girl, you know, I know he's hard to deal with. Just give him his Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm in a normal marriage. Sorry that he's such a weirdo. Then there was a photo of Ben Affleck kissing Matt Damon's wife on the head. So they're obviously good friends. This is not like they're swinging. This is like a good friend kind of a thing, because Matt Damon is like super normal until he does a post about, I fathered a child outside of my marriage. So I hope that's not the case. So then this weekend, look who goes to the Beverly Hills Hotel for brunch. Ben and JLo and the kids.
I could not believe, one, how thin Ben Affleck looks.
Yeah,
Well, he's working on some movie, so he's trying to get all in his best shape.
And I just need to put it out there to the Juicy Scoopers because God knows the internet sleuths are on. They are the scoopers, okay? They are the sleuths beyond sleuths. They invented internet detective work. I need those jeans she has on. And when I tell you I got into a hole.
Here they are.
Yes. Of trying to find them.
Oh, I love them because they're really high-waisted,
and
extra high-waisted
go down
with a
boot cut.
belt.
Yeah, so let's all get them, including Julie, when we're in Vegas.
Yes.
And Shan.
You're right. I don't have a good butt, but I feel like my butt could look better.
And we can, if they go so far up, we could wear crop tops and not even show anything but like 1 inch.
Oh, she's got a ring on her ring finger.
Oh, look, when we're looking at the jeans, what we figure out here.
Yes. And so this is them walking up. He has a
he's
full,
so skinny.
he has a Coca-Cola. He looks to be barking at her, but we don't know. He just looks to be like, I told you not to call the paparazzi. You said all you wanted was a McCarthy salad, and now look at this fucking rigmarole.
He always seems to be talking to her like that. Just
But
constantly.
again, if there is any kind of like, should we see if we can reconcile or let's get the kids together, you could have a chef come to your $60 million house, right? You don't have to go out. And if you're going to go out, you go to the most famous hotel on Emmy weekend.
Yeah.
It's Emmy weekend. Everybody that's anybody is staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
And are they doing this because that movie that's out right now they did together, right? Or that's coming out, that wrestling movie?
Yes. Like she plays the mother of some wrestler, and it is a Matt Damon, Ben Affleck production.
I mean, they're savvy. The most important thing, guys, is the jeans. And do you
The
think
jeans, and if the kids can maintain their friendship, I would like that too.
her kids and their kids?
Yeah.
No, I think he's wearing Lucky jeans. I'm pretty sure. I like the color button down.
No, you're getting the girl jeans.
You know that he was also rumored to be dating RFK's daughter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And that seems to have withered away.
He like denied that, but I believe
And they were also seen at the Polo Lounge.
Yeah, I believed that. My thought is that those might be good American jeans, but I couldn't find them.
Maybe
We
that's
need
what
to
he's saying
find
to
him.
her.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know.
This
where you
is-
got
this
oh
is-
my God.
This is a pet story.
Oh no.
For
He's too fat.
Okay, listen. This is a cat.
He's trying to escape
it's a
diet
Russian.
camp.
It's a Russian cat. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Russians
Russian
with
cat.
Big bones.
Goes by Crumbs. It's a 38-pound Russian cat who was put on a strict diet and exercise routine at a pet diet camp in Perm. He found himself in a tight spot when he attempted to escape and got stuck in a shoe rack. Previously living in a hospital and fed cookies and soup. I don't know why they were feeding him cookies and soup. You're a
That's
cat.
what we do in Russia. We feed cats cookies and soup. They're not person. They're cat. They eat cookies. What are you doing in this hospital, this fat cat? He eats cookies. Get some soup for this fat cat. Come on. Hey.
Well,
it's funny because
Crumbs was taken to the center to lose weight. And although he initially struggled with his new lifestyle, including getting trapped with his face in a pair of blue Crocs. One time, somehow his face got into a blue Croc and they couldn't get it off. Crumbs has shown some progress. He was unable to walk when he first was brought in, but now he's more active.
Oh, good.
And the center expects him to lose weight quickly under his new regime.
He lives at a hospital. Give the cat some damn Ozempic and call it a day.
Yeah, the cat has a
I wonder if they
foot
can do a
fetish.
cat. Why wouldn't they? Listen, there must be a way to do an Ozempic for pets.
Yeah. Or
And then all of a sudden-
gastric bypass.
All of a sudden, the cat a gastric bypass.
And just make the stomach smaller.
Yeah.
It will only want to eat one bite of soup. And then it'll
Right.
be like, I'm so full now.
But if you just give it a shot, and then it's just like, just laying around all day, it's like it won't even feel the need to go. Like not waking you up in the morning at like 5 a.m. to be fed.
Ooh.
Because it's
Walk all
just
over your
like, oh,
face.
I'm so full from that one piece of kibble I had at 2 in the afternoon yesterday.
just like, I'm done. I couldn't possibly.
Can't, doesn't walk on your face.
I've
Doesn't.
lost my taste for alcohol. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I just can't drink anymore.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
that old
that
chestnut.
old chestnut. When you go out with someone and they're like, I don't know, I just can't drink anymore. I've just lost a taste for alcohol. I don't know what happened. And we're like, we know what happened. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Oh, there was this model.
But we know exactly what
Kate
happened.
Moss has like a half sister model or something. I want to say that's her name. Anyway, she's very pretty, and she just came out and said that she had a horrible experience with it. But I think it was just because she started off too thin.
Yeah,
like she
well,
was
was she a
already really
plus-size
thin.
model?
No, she was really thin, and then she got so thin, and she was like, "Why am I so thin?" And it's like, well, you started at 100 pounds, and you You guys know I'm all about my hair, but it needs help just like everybody else's, and that's what I love about Ouai. My hair needs extra moisture, it needs extra volume, and their shampoos and conditioners are made to deliver exactly what is right for me, but also what is right for your hair type as well. Whether you have fine, medium, or thick hair, Ouai has got you. Maybe you need to start your week with a detox. I absolutely love detox shampoo because it deeply cleanses away the buildup, which I get a lot of from styling products, oil, impurities, and more, and it leaves my hair feeling refreshed and super clean. If you want that soft, shiny hair, and who doesn't, Ouai's got you with their Ouai's Conditioning Hair Mask. Oh my God, this is the best for fine to medium and thick hair types. Instantly restores hydration, fights the frizz, and strengthens the strands. I absolutely love this product. You want to turn up the volume? Well, fine hair shampoo and conditioner will do just that, giving your locks a luxurious lift. Wash your way to healthy hair and get a hair routine that's made just for you. By Ouai. Go to TheOuai, TheOuai.com, and use promo code JUICY for 15% off any product. That's TheOuai, TheOuai.com, code JUICY. Okay, Juicy Scoopers, if you are a parent, you know this time of year is quite overwhelming. And along with driving your kids everywhere, making sure the homework's done, you've also got to do the meal planning, the grocery shopping, and the cooking, and it can be a huge hassle. Well, Hungry Root is the easiest way to do that and stay healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and the shopping so you don't even have to think about it, which I love. Hungry Root gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite foods, how much time you want to spend cooking, and more. And they build you a personalized cart with your grocery needs for the week, including easy only four ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. I absolutely loved it. I got veggies, I got some chicken, I was able to make some easy meals, I had my lettuce for my salads. It came, I got it, and I loved it. Right now, Hungry Root is offering Juicy Scoopers with Heather McDonald 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/juicyscoop to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/juicyscoop. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. I loved this story. Lady Gaga had a Facebook group that started when she was in college that said her full name. So it was Stephanie, how do you say her last name?
Germanotta.
Yeah. You will never be famous. It only had like 12 bitter bitches members, and they just had would rip on her. And I guess, I don't know if she knew about it and saved it or it showed up in her Facebook memories. I don't know. But she fired back at these ex-NYU classmates claiming that, about how she'd never be famous. So it was during her NYU's Tisch School of Arts, and it went viral on TikTok when she was like, see, this is why you should never give up, and of course all of her things. And she said, it stays with you her whole life. I remember things that bullies said in front of other people and nobody said anything. Nobody said, are you okay? Are you fine? In fact, if I was to speak up about a bully being mean to me, it would be making it worse for me at school. So she was bullied a lot, probably because she was talented.
Super annoying.
Thirst bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, she was... From what we read,
Lady Gaga was a thirst bucket?
Yeah, she was playing the piano. She would always play.
But you're at a music school. You're supposed to act like you don't want to be on stage?
That's the thing. That is, I 100 million % agree. Well, that's what we're all doing here. We're not here because we're not all thirst buckets.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we're here for.
I don't want you to listen to this podcast.
Exactly.
I want you to listen to the podcast.
So they said she would play the piano in the cafeteria. Or she was constantly she was just constantly trying, and she just wouldn't stop. Is according to them. Listen, we're huge Lady Gaga fans. I don't care what she did.
I do think that bullying or that those haters, I mean, I don't know if I'd classify as bullying, but certainly that Facebook page is disgusting. It informed her vibe with her fans. And she does have an empathy and is very kind to her young fans, the little monsters or whatever, probably because of that. You know what I mean? And people who desperately want to be famous should have that because then they get a lot less annoying.
Yeah.
Once they start getting the attention
the thing
they want.
need.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's like when you're on the when you're riding the cheerleading bus or you're going on a class trip and there's always that person who's like, won't shut the fuck up, who's singing. And it's like, okay, Stephanie,
When I
we
did
hear you singing.
on my very first acting job on The Sopranos,
Yes.
I will never forget that it was everyone was pretty much normal except the girl who played Meadow was coming out with an album, and she kept singing everywhere around, and I would just hear her singing, and I just thought, like, that is just you. Even when you're sitting, nobody's talking, you're just singing. Like,
I feel like I've been in situations too where someone, like, you're not in a acting situation, and you're like, I feel like I've been on a job when someone is just like, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Oh, what? Stop it! You're like, your voice, it's amazing. No, hand roll. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
even if you see somebody jogging
Yeah.
and they're singing, and you're like, we all hear you.
Yeah.
You know we all hear you when you're jogging and just singing really loud.
I like
Yeah.
to see you dance at the grocery store, and
And you're a thirst bucket.
I'm a thirst bucket, and
and you don't apologize for that.
I had a job, and I had a job. Obviously, it was Chelsea Lately. But when I was there, if I wasn't on the show and I did like a cold open or something, like a sketch, we would all sit in this room together and watch the show and like have snacks when we would see them taping downstairs at like 3:30, and people would kind of be like, "Oh, my joke made it, whatever." And so I'd watch the opening, and that'd be the first time I saw what I did 3 hours ago as like Celine Dion or whatever. And I enjoyed it. I enjoy that girl. And I guess I was like laughing. I'd laugh at myself. And I found out later that they were like ripping on me. Like, who laughs at themselves like that? And then one time Brandon said, what kind of monster listens to their own podcast? And I said, I do. I do.
Shout out, Brandon.
A monster.
I will say that Julie.
And I'm like, I do, because I don't remember everything I said.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I listened to it and I'm like smiling. I didn't really love watching myself on TV, but I remember the first time I listened back at the Juicy Scoop, and I'm wearing a shirt, just coincidentally. Someone made it for me, established in 2015. I didn't know if it would cringe me out. And for some reason, hearing me doesn't bother me as much as sometimes I would always put off watching myself on TV. If I did an appearance anywhere, I'd be like, all right, now I'm ready to watch it. Like, I wouldn't rush to watch it for
'Cause
whatever
you can be
reason.
critical of like your physical.
For whatever reason, sometimes I was pleasantly surprised. Sometimes I'd laugh or whatever. I always laughed at the Chelsea Lately stuff because I always felt it was collaborative and I was happy with how it turned out. But I mean, listen, that is why I also have hate groups, is because I am that person that actually is like, I kind of like myself.
Yeah.
I kind of think she's a hoot.
Yeah.
I think she's a pretty good
That's what's
time.
great.
And yeah, exactly.
Like, what is wrong with that?
Nothing. Nothing is wrong
And
with
that's why
it.
Lady Gaga is an icon, and so
Yeah.
are you, a thirsty icon. The thirsty
Yeah.
icon. That's the shirt. I'll say that Julie won't watch herself, but if I repeat back to her something she said,
Yeah.
she'll laugh.
Yeah.
And sometimes when she has to edit, I'll hear her laughing. Like, I think, I mean,
Yeah, there are times because I'll stay away from watching myself too. But then if I'm forced to do it, I'm like, I'm pretty funny. Okay, that was pretty good. Not all the time, not every time, but if there's a time
Yeah.
where I go, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Good for me. Because who else is gonna do that for you? Nobody. No one on the planet. You
Right.
have to,
And in order to get better, you have to look at your old stuff to add to it, whether it's stand up or whatever, so that you're like, oh, I could put a tag on this joke or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, I think we're finally in this place that everybody is a thirst bucket.
Yes.
But she was still in that place where, like, I've said this before, like the worst thing that someone could say about you in high school, when I was a girl in high school in the late 80s, was she's so conceited. She thinks she could be a model. She's doing the John Robert Powers thing. She could never be a model. And it's like, oh, well, whatever. My mom paid for the John Robert Powers thing. And the only thing I learned was how to properly get out of a car. Do you know how to get out of a car? Do you know?
So I don't show my underwear?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just swirl both legs.
Okay.
And then you get up. And also,
So both legs go out.
Both legs go out. What else did I learn from John Robert Powers? Well, I knew about the forks and all that, the outside.
Did they
of
do
the
like the
forks.
nude shoes?
Yeah, there was always like, oh, you can't mix gold and silver together, which
Yeah.
of course now you can, and like, oh, count how many accessories. It was like weird. I don't know, whatever. It was a racket. It was a complete
Yeah.
Yeah.
like MLM weird nobody.
Yes.
Nobody. But that was like, oh my God, so and so got professional modeling photos done. I just remember that. Like that was always just a negative thing.
Yeah.
And then I felt like Paris Hilton was the first person to make loving yourself, being conceited, good.
I
And
got voted most conceited in my high school, and then I didn't take it. I was like, I refuse to do that. And then but I got biggest flirt, which is basically you're a bitchy slut, I think. And I was
Right.
like, nah, I'll take biggest flirt. But it's completely Paris Hilton in her first book, like said go everywhere like you have a crown on. And you could, if you look at Paris Hilton, that is what she did. She would go into a club and it was like she never didn't have a crown on.
Yes.
That's like in her book, How to Be an Heiress.
And also I noticed with Paris Hilton during that like MySpace time and stuff like that, it was the first time where I saw other girls like give each other props. Like, you look gorgeous. And as bad as social media is, there's so much love. Like when you do post a photo of yourself and people are like, oh my God, I love this dress. You look so great, blah, blah, blah. But of course, we all focus on the weird, why does her eyebrow look like that? Like that's what you're going to focus on when you got 700 nice ones. You're going to be like, my eyebrow's fine. I got a scar when I was 7. Like, you're just like, yeah.
Plus, there's all hater. I mean, that group is by 12 jealous, threatened haters.
That are nowhere in
Who
the
are
music
not
industry,
famous,
who are certainly not in
who
the music industry today. Probably one is a music teacher. Probably one is a bitter music teacher.
Yeah.
Or they wanted to act, whatever. Well, you went to Tisch School for the Arts, and look who rose to the top and became famous. The only reason you go to Tisch School for the Arts is because you want to be famous. And the 12 of you in that group now are like,
But I saw
jealous.
this and it did, make me feel better about my haters. Like you embrace it. You got
Yeah.
under their skin
Yep.
and so yeah, love it, love her. Sisterwives premiered.
Oh,
Season 19. I will never stop watching this show.
Nope.
You guys watched last night's episode.
yes.
And I don't know what kind of mood you were in, but
A desperate one to watch it.
I shed a tear.
Oh.
Oh, well, what part? The beginning part?
I just thought it was very romantic and beautiful, and that life.
Romantic? What romance between whom?
Did I watch the wrong episode?
Did you watch the episode 1?
Oh, maybe
of
I
this?
watched the wrong episode.
What did you
I
watch?
watched the one where they got married.
Oh.
Who got married?
Christine.
Oh, I feel like okay.
That's from the end of the last season.
It
So
said
I
new
don't
episode.
know why last night's episode went back to 2022.
Yeah, it did.
I don't
Oh.
understand. It went like people were confused by it.
Mine said new episode, and I clicked on it, and then I saw their wedding, and I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever
Well,
seen.
we
in
know
my
that
life.
she got married. I had her on the show last year. Christina's gotten married to like a very nice looking normal dude that she's thrilled with. And Janelle is done with him. And Mary is done with him. And Robin is like, I'm the idiot that got left here on Coyote Pass. I just want to say, I will never get tired of hearing about the Coyote Pass construction that has never happened.
No.
Never happened. They always talk how they're going to build these homes. It has never happened. They go back another time, just him and Robin. That's your house by the tree. No, it's not.
No.
And finally, Kody goes, I'm not feeling it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, sell this thing. It was a horrible deal. You can't even build till you pay it off. You're never going to pay it off. Christine was like, let me have the equity in my home. Take the Coyote Pass. I don't care. And now, the other thing the thing is, because you watched the wrong episode.
Okay.
At one point, Cody's like, and now Christine and Janelle are just buddy when they used to hate each other. I'm like, yeah, they hated each other because they were both married to you. You probably, either purposely or inadvertently or whatever, made them have tension as they were raising little kids and having to split the time between you as wife 2 and 3. So no, they probably, we're not saying what wasn't true. You can watch the show. But now they're in their 50s. They equally hate you. And they are
Free.
bonded.
They are free.
That's right.
Who wouldn't be, what woman, let's just say, alive, if you are both at whatever point in love with the same person and that person is with both of you, you are going to hate each other.
Yeah.
I don't care what they all thought about
Selflessness.
Sisterwives and
I'll be so selfless.
It's all bullshit. It's all lies. It's all pretense. It's all not. It's an illusion. Maybe they wanted it,
Yeah.
but they never truly did want it. So in my opinion, and now Christine has proven it, because what she wanted the whole time was a partner, and and to have true love and romance, and to feel special, and to all the things everyone wants in life, not to be treated like a fucking housekeeper
And then Christine, I love when Christine's
and a babysitter.
for those that are thinking about divorce,
Yeah, do it.
I love it. Do it. What does the nanny do? Remember when she was always, what does the nanny do? The rumors I've
Robin.
heard about Robin is that she is kind of like a compulsive shopper hoarder. That's why they always have to sit on the park benches in jackets, and nobody ever goes in the house. That's just a rumor I heard.
And didn't we hear she's not happy?
Oh, she's definitely not happy. She said they're having the worst year of their life because she said, I imagine sitting on the porch with my Sisterwives is not what I signed up for. And it's not what you signed up for. And
There is somewhere you can't sign up for it, though. if you
I
wanna
think this
sit on
is
a
the
porch
most
with a bunch of women.
most fascinating documentary thing I've ever seen. Because he's like, yeah, the experiment didn't work. That this did not work. It does not work. It did not work. And I think it's kind of fabulous that this all got exposed, because for 10 years it appeared like it was working on the show, as far as them all like sticking with it. And so Mary was always like, Mary, everyone was always like, Mary's here, Mary. And she's always like, hey guys, I'm going to stick with it. And finally he's like, look, I never loved you. I married the wrong person. And in last night's episode, she's with like a girlfriend that's not part of the show. And she's like, he chose me to date, asked me to marry him first in our community. How was he forced to marry me? Like, if anything, he could maybe say that honestly about Christine and the other women, being like, I was on this journey and I ended up picking women just because I wanted to have this big, but for her, it's so awful for him to say, I married the wrong woman and marry. Like, I think it is the rudest thing that he could say, because she's right. You chose me first. And then I was like, okay. And she was like, sure. Okay, I can only have one baby, so I guess you got to marry other people. And then she was like, okay, I guess here's my ring. Do you know that the ring that Robin wears is from Mary's original ring?
Oh my God.
That's what I
right.
saw. I don't know if it's true, but I think it's true. I mean, I saw somebody post that, but I don't totally remember. But yeah, and then she legally divorced him so that he could legally marry Robin and adopt Robin's 2 or 3 kids from her first marriage.
Yep.
Curious about Ozempic or Wegovy? I know you are. We've talked so much about it, but maybe you can't get your hands on it. Well, that is where RHO comes in. Through RHO, you can access prescription compounded GLP-1s with the same weight loss ingredients as brand name GLP-1s at a fraction of the cost. RHO has compounded GLP-1s in stock now. You can get it in 1 to 4 days if you qualify. RHO members have support throughout the process. If eligible for medication, patients have access to their provider on demand for any questions. You can see if you qualify from the comfort of your own home. This means no scheduling a doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, and no waiting rooms. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you in 1 to 4 days. Go to rho.co/juicyscoop. Memberships start at just $99 for your first month. Medication costs are separate. What I really love about this is that if you have any questions, you have someone that you can directly communicate with on your weight loss journey. That's ro.co/juicyscoop. Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information. Compounded medication is not required to and does not receive FDA review or approval. RX only.
I mean, there's a part of me that feels that he, you come from an extreme fundamentalist religious background. He was very young, a lot of pressure. He probably felt like he had to do that. Though part of me does maybe consider that he is a latent homosexual.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
He is never more happy than when he's around his guys. And, I don't know. Christine obviously is not, but there's just something there. If you are willing to shut down an entire part of yourself in order to do this, I do think that there's just something there. I don't know what, but when he's with his guy friends, he's very happy. He's just real. He comes alive. He's dancing at the wedding. He's feeling sexual. He's feeling, I don't know. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. But I do have to say that watching shows like this, particularly this one, I do have to ask and question.
There was that one time where I thought he and Janelle got the freaky deek on.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a really sexual thing between them.
I agree.
And then now I'm like, maybe there wasn't past the baby making stages. Maybe there wasn't. Because she was always like, Kody and I were like good friends. Like we had fun. And nobody wanted him, or nobody, they wanted him around for their kids. But then once the kids got older, they were like, he's coming over tonight. I don't think they missed it that much. And then of course, COVID really screwed it up because he was a COVID freak. And
Christine seems to be Mary and Christine seem to be the two that were truly in love with him, at least for a while.
Yeah.
Robin was in love with this whole thing with the family.
Yeah,
and
she
these
wanted
women.
it.
I want the women around. It's like, okay, well, go find yourself a girlfriend. And then Janelle just is an enigma to me. To me, she's an enigma. I can't figure it out. But then she lost the love, and
the backgrounds are so fascinating. Like I want to say, Janelle was married before. She and her mom was married to his dad or something. Like there's some connection.
Oh, that's right.
To her.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I mean, you grow up in a
crazy.
situation where you are basically taught that your individuality and your wants and needs aren't important. Then you go through your life feeling that your wants and needs are important. The only person who's truly, I think, come out a stronger, more together person is Christine.
And then I'm like,
but I hope for Janelle. I want Janelle.
I always say they are the least wealthy reality stars I've ever seen. 19 years. What are they paying these people, TLC? Anyway, they always, they're very simple people as far as their parties and stuff. And I'm like, you guys have had cameras following you longer than the Kardashians, yet it's like, we're going to have a really great, it's not a baby shower, it's a sprinkle for McKelty and her twins. And it's just really fun. And it's just they go to Party Favor and they put the strings up, and nothing has changed as they've gotten more and more famous and more wealthy. Nothing has changed. The level of home, the level of how they do a party of paper plates and these are my favorite cheese balls. and there's the dorkiness of it I also love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love just I'll watch 20 minutes of the boringest scene. It has nothing to do with Kody. And I'm I can't stop watching this boring thing. I just can't stop watching it.
They invented and have stuck with making a meal out of nothing. First of all, they'll replay practically the last episode, the next episode.
Yeah.
When I watched the wrong one, when I watched the wedding, when I tell you half the episode is just them taking their pictures, McKelty, your kids are happy. You come over here now. No, Aspen, now you come. And it's each section of the huge family taking photos with interviews in between of them going, you know what, plural marriage isn't for me. And I'm like, this has been going on for 30 minutes now, and I am riveted to just watching these people take photos.
Or whatever they talk about, or when they had the niceties of putting the meal together. Everyone loves Mary's Rice Krispie treats.
Yes.
And I make them out of little turkeys. And I'm like, this is so, I'm watching the geekiest family and I can't, I'm like,
but then don't you want that
family
food?
who all fuck one guy. I'm like, how is it? How is this? What is this? And I was afraid as they all got divorced that TLC would be like, sorry, we have to shut it down because we can't afford to have, different crews in different cities. But thank God they didn't. Yeah. Please don't ever stop.
No.
And please have enough connection where Kody has to come around and be like, hey, guys.
I don't understand. He doesn't understand why the kids, he doesn't have a relationship with the other kids. It's like, do you understand that you can pick up the phone, sir?
Yeah.
Do you know that you can send a text that you're not living on top of a monastery that you can't be found, like you can't be connected to? He is so annoying and immature when he talks about his own kids. His own kids.
Listen, Kody, and I'm sorry, Robin, because she was like, I don't say that. He goes, I think we need to sell Kody Pass. And she's like, don't say that. Don't. I can't even go there. Yes, you can. I don't know if it's still around. I need you to know that they have to sell Coyote Pass. Somebody else has to build there, or don't. I don't think it looks that great.
No.
When Mary was like, don't leave, Christine. Look at that mountain. Look at that mountain. I'm like, it's not that great of a mountain. Like, who cares? So, there is a new Mormon show that I had the girls on from, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And there's this girl, Jen Affleck. She's married to maybe like the second cousin of Ben Affleck, named Zach Affleck. And he is in medical school. And he is what people are calling a Kody light. And now they only have each other. Nothing is, okay. They had the soft swinging stuff, but they never had multiple wives, nothing like that.
Well, tell us what that show is about.
So there were these girls, and they were blowing up during COVID, just doing like TikTok stuff where they do like the voiceovers and the dances and just cute things like that. And they were Mormon, and they're all pretty, and they all have like long, like caramel locks. And one day, this girl Taylor just kind of freaks out because she went on like Reddit or something and saw that people were exposing the fact that she and a couple of the other couples were doing something called soft swinging. So,
and what is that? What is soft swinging?
She has since explained that it started off with first they were like, you girls should kiss each other. Then it was like, you girls should do a photo shoot in lingerie. Then it was both boning their own partner, but on a bed together. Then there was a little bit of like touching, whatever. Then it was getting with each other's partners, doing everything but penetration. Then they were like, this is getting to be too much. So then there were feelings being caught. Then the husband was calling Taylor, and she didn't know what she was going to do. And then there was another husband that was like calling her. And so she had basically had three guys, one being her husband, going after her. And she then was like, oh my gosh, now it's out there. But it really wasn't. It was like, and so then she just went off on TikTok one day and was like, yeah, we're soft swingers and whatever. And everyone's like, what? These Mormons are soft swingers. So then a few of the TikTok people that were in this mom talk, where she just found these other Mormon women and was like, hey, on Wednesdays, come over and we do a bunch of things. And we all tag each other and our numbers grow and whatever. We sell baking goods. And so then it became this huge explosive thing. And then they got their own TV show. And in it, the original swinger girls have all gotten divorced and are not part of this cast.
Oh.
This was some original people from Mom Talk, and then it was girls who were kind of in the world that were then cast. So that's where it got confusing, because when I first started to watch it, I was like, who was participating in this Mom Talk swing sock or whatever? and so that's the case. So now that girl then got divorced. Everybody is like getting married at 19 and divorced by 24. And then the other girl gets pregnant. She's pregnant with this guy named Dakota, who was also like a influencer, whatever, addict turned like LDS. So their drama is going on. And then this guy is going to medical school, and she came on my show, and she's real cute. She's probably more Mormon than the others. And they go to Las Vegas, and they go to the Chippendales thing. Yeah. And it's one of the last episodes, so you got to catch up. But he is not happy about it. And he's like, how dare you? And she's like, it's not that he's controlling. It's just that he loves me so much. He's just thinking about me all the time.
Yeah, so it's like, but he wants me to like kiss my friend, my neighbor, who's a girl. And
No,
that's
they're
fine.
not part of the swinging.
Oh, okay.
Is anyone on the current show part of swinging?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
So what do we care?
Oh yeah. Why are we interested?
What is it about?
What are we doing?
It's basically, it's just kind of like a younger version of Housewives. Like they're younger. Okay. They're like a little bit nicer to each other. They're still a little snark. They're a little jealous. Like, and then this one girl named Whitney, she's kind of on the outs with people. And her child almost died of like, he's fine now, but when he was an infant, he almost died of like RSV or something. And he was like in the little glass like NICU thing. And she took that moment to put up her phone and like do a dance that he stopped breathing, but now he's doing better. And it went like viral for not the right reasons. And then she felt badly. But I think that also added to them getting a show.
Right.
And the kid is okay. But she was like, I was just really in the mood to dance. But
Sure.
then she also then told people, no, she was doing it for views. I'm like, of
So
course.
does them being Mormon have anything to do with the show?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, okay.
About they talk like all this stuff, the garments and us, if you get pregnant
okay.
before you're married, don't have sex before you're married. Soaking is a real thing,
Soaking, sure.
and that's where you just like park it but don't move
Right.
it in the
badge.
J. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they're all like pretty and cute and they're kind of fun. It's just like a very young, it's like a younger, it's like how Casey said this too. She's like, I feel like I'm watching a little bit of Teen Mom. It does feel very young. I mean, because they're very young, but it's a legit hit. People are watching it.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it.
I mean, at this point, it's like people have created so many things to do, like around intercourse. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't count. Like, if I do it in the butt, or if I do it in the mouth, or if I do it in whatever. Now we're at the point where you can literally stick the peen in, just not move it.
Well, that's only in the Mormon, but that is true though.
But that's like a thing that it's just like when are we Mormon or whatever? It's like you're beating around the bush, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, why are we doing it? What are we doing here?
Right.
The thing is in the thing.
Oh, and then also,
It's-
Small World. Do you remember from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Angie Harrington?
Yes.
So she came on my show too. Her ex-husband is now married to one of the girls.
Oh, on the show.
Yes, and Demi came on my show and she told me that, but I don't think she said it on the show. And they're all friends.
Because this is in Salt Lake City. The Mormon,
Yeah, and all these Mormons
Mecca.
are all like wanting to be on TV and are all like pretty friendly. And, just going to soda shops and soaking.
Just
Soaking
in soda
just
shops.
soaking and
praying to John Smith or whatever his name is.
But this girl, she wore my dress, but in a short version.
Oh.
So I want you guys
Ooh.
to see that from what I wore at the wedding and at my party. So whatever. Britney, after the VMAs, took to her Instagram, and she talked, and she's like, "I was watching the VMAs, and there's this girl. Her name is Sabrina, and." She was on stage kissing an alien, and I thought that was weird. I don't know why she was kissing an alien. I don't know why she didn't just kiss a girl. But this Sabrina girl, she mentioned my name on the red carpet, and I thought that was pretty cool because, sometimes I forget I'm famous because I'm just like a mom. And I thought this whole thing was like so like weird and disturbing. First of all, you're a mom who unfortunately has not been raising her kids for the last how many years. They live in Hawaii. The latest thing is that she is going to continue to pay K-Fed child support until the one boy, he's graduating in November, which is weird. I don't know if he goes like an alternative school. I don't know who graduates in November, but he's 18, he's graduating in November. But of course, if he goes to college, I'm sure she'll somehow support him. But if she's supporting them, like at least she'll give it directly to them, whatever. But K-Fed has, he has other kids. He's raised the kids, whatever. And then a lot of people are disturbed like by her teeth and stuff. And I don't know why they're so spread out. I don't know, like if she lost a retainer. My sister used to take off her retainer and then wrap it in a napkin. And then we'd be like leaving the restaurant or something. And she'd be like, oh my God! And I remember we were in a trash can in Hawaii, like an outside trash can. She was so scared that my parents would make us feel that, I wonder now like how much it really was, but they made us feel like those retainers were $12 million. And if we lost one, we were going to lose the house. We were going to lose that. You wrapped it up in a napkin. I don't know. I just feel like she might have one of those kind of teeth that move a lot and she needs to like get that Invisalign going. I don't know why.
It's truly a travesty because she had the prettiest smile. Like,
Yeah.
I loved her smile. People do speculate that it's the type of drugs or speed that There's
People say
there's
that-
very specific type of drugs that will decay your teeth.
which is meth. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And it could be a mix of with maybe pharmaceutical speed.
I don't think
really
they
know.
look decayed. They look white. They're spread. She just has splits in them, and I don't know.
She literally has a gap in her.
I remember reading that when she was under the conservatorship, she wanted to go to the dentist and get them fixed again because they were moving, and they were like, no, because it would have taken money out of the conservatorship.
Oh.
So she, it just was sad because I'm like, okay, she's like, why didn't you just kiss a girl? So I'm like, okay, you do remember that you kissed Madonna, and that was a major moment. I believe that she was referencing that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm like, is she totally clueless or is she not? like she brought this up, and I don't know. I was just either. Like, you're just spinning around by yourself, and it's maybe you don't want to be at the MTV Awards, but still, it was just, I don't know. And then she did a dance, and she put on a green and yellow bikini with a red felt fedora hat and some brown suede sensible boots, as one dances in that outfit. Mm-hmm. And then I zoomed in.
Don't forget that the hat's red. Did you say that? I don't even know. Oh,
yeah.
You're looking at the background.
I looked at the background, and I was like, here are some Easter bunnies.
And some outfit options. That she just went, you know what? I'm just going to go in the bikini. I'm not even going to put the shirt on.
I don't know.
And that was...
What's in the back to the right? Is that a suitcase?
Yeah, it looks like a kid's suitcase. Remember how people that I would talk a lot about this conspiracy theories, how it isn't her and it's a green screen and all this other stuff. I do believe now it's been her this whole time. It is her. This is her Instagram. And I think the people around her don't really care what she posts. They're not expecting her to really make a big comeback or ever perform on a regular basis. The book is done. The book is going to become a movie. And, she's not hurting anybody, and she wants to stay home, and she wants to spin around in her foyer. That's it. That's it, people.
It's too bad she doesn't make these subscription only.
I know. I mean, that's what Spencer Pratt said that too. OnlyFans. If you just did all this on OnlyFans and did answer questions, whatever, people would never stop.
You're right.
Because
I don't know why
does a ton where she just has her boobs like that. Which is perfect for OnlyFans.
I don't even think you have to show anything. I think if she just made this all subscription on Instagram or on OnlyFans, she would make a killing.
It's hat week, you guys. I'm going to wear bikinis and weird hats.
I don't know why her people don't say that. Meredith of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She's this is kind of weird and sad and strange. She's undergoing her third breast reduction. She did an interview, and she said that she has something that that makes her breasts grow. She says due to some weird condition that causes her breast tissue to keep growing. Her chest has continued to grow, and she believes there might be a hormonal cause behind the unusual issue. But in the meantime, she keeps undergoing surgery. I'm like, this is weird and awful. Someone needs to.
An undiagnosed made-up thing, though, that she said her mom also had, which, I don't think your boobs are getting bigger. I think they're getting longer, as all of ours do, as you age. And I'm like, do I feel my boobs sitting next to my belly button? When I'm driving, I'm like, is that my boob all the way down there?
Yeah.
Or what's going on? But, I mean, your breast tissue grows when you gain weight. And, I mean, it is hormonal if she's. But
I think I remember when she had some confessional look.
Breastplate.
That we're like, what was that breastplate?
Wrath
and then
of Khan.
I did a live Juicy Scoop in Brea, and I think it was the night that Will Smith hit Chris Rock. And I got a man's chest plate, and I dressed up like Meredith Marks, and I wore that. Now I feel kind of bad, and I don't really understand. I still don't know if that was a breastplate, what she was doing, if this has something to do with this weird disease. But also, it's just I mean, of all the things to have, it's like my boobs just can't stop growing at 50. It's just weird. But it's, I don't know. It's it's very strange. And I'm not saying she's not telling the truth, but how some expert needs to weigh in
Yes.
because it's not healthy to go under surgery like every year.
And breast reductions are like
Major surgery.
Yeah, not like taking out an implant and putting a smaller implant in. Like they have to cut down from your nipple to do a breast reduction. Like Stassi Schroeder got one, and I mean, it's intense. It's not something you want to do more than once, and I'm surprised they even would do it more than once.
Speaking of Stassi, she has her third book out, and it's doing very well. It's called You Can't Have It All, and I always said if I was going to write a third book, it was going to be called Having It Most. It's great. I get it why she says it because she's got 2 little kids. It's trying to do it all. And anyway, everyone's really liking the book, and she's doing great. And
she's going on Vanderpump Chalet or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, she's going on the Vanderpump Villa.
Okay.
I don't know. She was the first person I ever had from Vanderpump on Juicy Scoop, and I wasn't even really watching the show, and she was great.
Yeah,
she was great. I'd love to have her back on here talking about her third book because she's very honest in her book, and people are really liking it, and she really did have quite the comeback.
Yeah,
so
and her books are huge bestsellers.
Yeah,
like, huge. They're fun.
So I don't know, Meredith. What do you think about your boobs?
Stop brutalizing my breastplate. Oh, my boobs are growing, and I need to have another surgery.
When does this new show air? I wish it was coming out before our show. When is it?
No, Wednesday.
Oh, this Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, then we can talk about it we will be covering this in that portion of the exciting live show in Vegas, people. And you said you watched the trailer and you were excited about the trailer.
I mean, I watched a sneak preview of Meredith and Whitney fighting in that classic, whatever ski lodge thing they go to, where they all get in the fights where they confront Jen Shaw.
Yeah.
They're all in furs. It's like Housewives on 10.
Yeah.
Everybody's showing up hot. And Meredith confronts Whitney for coming out with a bath bomb when Whitney has
like a product.
Yeah.
So Whitney came out with a product with a bath bomb, and she was like, "How are you doing? That's my thing."
Yeah, under Wild Rose cosmetics and skincare.
got
she
it.
already has a thing for skincare.
Seth and I, that's our thing.
Yeah.
That we take baths, and I clean his taint with my bath ball toe. I don't know what you're talking about, why you had to go in there and do my thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what she says. And then she goes,
Justin and I have always enjoyed having baths. And yes, our relationship came at a time when we were with other people, but it was a bathtub that brought us together originally. And for her to think that she can own bath balls, it's kind of ridiculous. I also have a jewelry line that's jewelry with a purpose.
Does she? Oh, like
Or intention.
crosses?
What's the purpose?
Jewelry with intention.
They're also tools. Oh.
It's like
Oh,
a
it's
piece.
like
Oh, you
don't
thought
know.
it was
I
a
see.
hammer or is it a
Yeah,
screwdriver? Look, I have a screwdriver on me.
Yes. Yeah, because that's the purpose.
No,
Yeah.
it's about Jesus.
No, I don't know what's about Jesus. I don't know. But
Well, basically, she's like, I said that at the reunion.
I told you guys that I like a bath ball.
And then they cut. No, it's literally, no,
really?
they cut to the.
I was going to do a bath ball.
They cut to the freaking thing. I think it's balm.
A bomb. A bomb. Bath
Yeah, but it's
bomb.
still a ball.
it's a ball that you throw in the tub, and then it's like
Yeah.
a bomb. And
So she basically says there's a joke about or they're discussing how Whitney said she's just weird. Why she's always taking baths? It's just weird.
Right.
So it comes up whatever in the reunion, and then Meredith makes a joke like somebody goes, "Oh, you should do a bath thing, a bath bomb," and she's like, "Oh yeah, ha ha ha." Meanwhile, it's like you have a clothing store,
Right.
You don't have a. Okay, she has a
Toiletry
jewelry line. Meredith has a jewelry line
That's right.
too.
She does have a
But she has all that. Those
line.
Yeah, she does.
So she's like, I sold your skincare in my store and there was no bath bomb in it. And Whitney's like, yeah, because you didn't want it, but I've had it for 6 years or whatever.
here's the thing that I love that they do it on Selling Sunset. I've been begging for it to be more part of the Real Housewives. They're doing it a little bit on. I see glimpses of it, but it's like talking about we are on a show. You pissed me off when you went on Watch What Happens Live and you said this. We're all trying to get our products. You just be on. Just
Right.
We're not pretending anymore. Just say all that stuff. And I think they're starting to now. But yeah, I do want to hear that because the whole point is we're on this show so that we so one of us can, so we can all have one thing that keeps it going. And besides Lisa Vanderpump with send me to the wolves and I'll come leading the pack. Wolf, the sexiest restaurant in all of Nevada. Yeah, they survived a pub, and I've always had restaurants. These bitches couldn't stop me from serving a goat cheese bowl in all different states and casinos across Nevada. The sexiest.
Wolf.
Yeah, but it's really hard to like make a candle take off.
Yeah.
And in Potomac, the girls fought about the candle. How
Yep.
many wicks?
Yep.
And
Karen's never done anything. She always acted like she was going to do the candle, and she never did.
the products are hard, people.
They're hard.
I remember Heather DeBrost did like a champagne. She just featured another champagne, but she told me champagne's hard because it's like a lot to pack and send. People have to think of things that are like, or the company has to do it for you, or I don't know. I can't help these people.
You can't help them. And by the way, we are sick of like the friend group. It's like you at this point, you might as well just say the cast.
Yeah,
Just say the cast.
you were my friend. I brought you into this group. Just say, listen, you wanted to come on this show.
Right.
I
The
was like,
producers
sure,
asked me to help you, and I did.
And I did, and now you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah. It's the cast. It's the show. Let's all stop pretending. You guys don't even speak when you're not filming.
Yeah. Right.
Every time it's like, I haven't seen her since we were in New York. And it's like, for the reunion.
Yeah. But ever since New York.
Yeah.
Like they went to go see like Cats on Broadway.
Yeah.
Like, remember we went to see Cats on Broadway and then we were also filming a reunion for the show? Yeah, it's like so no. Speaking of which, Dr. Nicole Martin, who is the really cute girl, she is an anesthesiologist, a real one. And she is had her second baby. She's married to a very wealthy personal injury, I believe, attorney. And she is not returning to Miami. She said she suffered postpartum with this baby, and she just doesn't want to do the show anymore.
Postpartum anxiety.
Yeah.
So she's feeling like a lot of anxiety, which I guess is different than depression. Did you have any postpartum?
I did not. But there is this weird thing that I didn't like. People say sometimes they're like, I have visions of like going out on a balcony and like throwing the kid off the balcony.
That's like Brooke Shields said.
And
She had it very bad.
I never wanted to do that, but it was like,
But we do now. Sorry, Brandon.
No, but I do remember thinking about it, that it would freak me out to the point where like I wouldn't even want to go near a balcony. Because the thought was in my head, but I never associated with like a postpartum. I never like wasn't happy to wake up in the morning or anything like that. But I think it's an important thing to talk about. And I also just think he's really rich. She has her own career. Her kids are little. And if you are suffering with any kind of anxiety, I don't think anything can give you more anxiety than I had a few drinks. I talked shit about my castmate. Now this is going to haunt me for the next 7 months until I see what makes the cutting room floor. And what makes it, like, I think there's so much that goes in of just like waking up at 3 a.m. and being worried and then reading all the comments. And I think she just is like, she doesn't need it.
Here's another
She never
reason to
did
have
tell me.
anxiety. This is just my opinion.
Okay.
This is what I've thought from the very beginning.
She has been saying this from the beginning.
What is your theory?
Believe, and I can't ever remember her husband's name. I do know, or I should say, I do not believe he is that rich from just doing law.
Okay.
I believe, much like some of the other husbands who have been exposed and found out to be doing illegal things,
And housewives.
and housewives, I think I think that there might be some anxiety because there might be someone sniffing around him.
No, we know. Well, we know for a fact. She said this I think in a reunion. They accused another housewife on there. I'm not sure which one, Alexia or someone, of having him followed when he was in New York. He's a personal injury attorney, and he's very, 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 very wealthy.
I don't know what, unless they had some huge, like
Class action
where he got $1 billion in his own pocket,
Which is possible.
It's possible, though. I don't know if that's what the case. Then fine. Then I'm wrong.
I
But
think
how is he that rich? How is he that
But
rich?
I
for being
think
a personal injury lawyer?
anything. I think, of course, anything that we put. You're on this show in 2024, and people that are bored or whatever, they will find every little thing about you and expose it. And then now you and your husband are fighting, and it might not even turn into something big. But now you're fighting, and you're just like, it's not worth it. I don't think. I think she's a pretty girl, and I think she had fun doing it. But I don't. Being that she actually is a medical doctor. I don't think she was at
doesn't
the
need it.
level of thirst as the other women.
Yep.
And so she left and, got wonderful response from leaving. And I say leave. You don't need
Yeah,
people
leave.
sniffing around your business.
No.
And you don't need stress. And you don't need to be leaving your little kids. I mean, her kids are very little. And also, we know that Lenny of Lisa and Lenny, he had his 28-year-old girlfriend, fiance, Katharina, and they have ended their engagement.
Shocking.
And she was then posted a photo of her on a boat with some dude, like, you're everything or whatever. Big shocker. So that's nice. But when I think about everything, all the tears that Lisa went through, only to have them break up,
Yep.
like,
Before the next season, even.
yeah, like, she'd be like, like, I feel so badly for her that she wasted all that energy. If only there was a crystal ball, if only Tyler Henry could have been like, I see your husband, and he's with a like a very tall, skinny girl, and I see a ring, but then it's gone. Then it's gone around. I see 2-4, like 2024, and the ring is gone. So you shouldn't worry about it. Yeah. Other than that, I think everything's fine. Like, it was too bad because thinking that woman was going to be like walking in your house and taking care of your kids for all these years, I think that really added to her being upset. But
He'll find another
Yep.
oh, sure.
very soon,
Yep.
probably, that
Yep.
she'll be upset about. I
Yep.
mean, she's going to be upset because he acts, erratic and rude to her.
Yeah.
And, and when she's in his space, when
Yeah.
he's with somebody. So hopefully he doesn't find someone for a bit and they can sort of like get to a place where it's not so much animosity.
Yes. And you're going to love this one. This comes from the Real Housewives Zone.
Ooh.
There is someone going around saying they were in a parking lot and they saw She by Shereé and said, "Oh, She by Shereé, can I get a photo?" And then she's like, "Sure." Very nice of her. So they took a photo with like his own phone. And she goes, "That'll be $5."
No.
This is what he's saying.
No way.
So you would think that's not true, right? Well, she responded being like, "You're ungrateful. I should have charged you. Most people charge 10." So I do believe this story happened because of her response. This is why sometimes people from the Heather McDonald consulting business just don't respond. Just don't respond. But yeah.
Did she think she was at like a BravoCon?
I
Like at
think
a thing where
I
like,
think she's
where I paid $50
I think she's
to take
desperate, and I think that she is like, why am I continually like stopping to take photos with people and get nothing for it? That's what I think.
Is
I
she
think
on
she's
the new
that.
season?
I don't know.
I don't either. But we know
Wow.
Phaedra's back. But yeah, I mean, she should have charged his ass 10.
If she is on the new season, I hope this gets brought up.
I mean, she should
And I
have
hope they
said,
mention that she's famous from the show and not from She by Shereé joggers. Joggers, spring, fall.
Yeah.
Joggers are going to be in September. Yeah.
September.
I
man.
thought that was hilarious. There was an event. This Elizabeth Vargas, who used to be on OC, she posted this, and Kyle and Morgan both spoke. I'm gonna make you love me. And according to the rumors, what was it?
Innuendo.
The rumors.
Rumors.
They were allegedly coming out. Like there was going to be a bigger announcement that they were going to be a couple. And then the rumors were that right before Kyle found something that made her not trust Morgan as being the one and only.
Morgan, what are you doing, girl?
Now, these are all rumors. And of course,
Rumors.
we still don't know what we'll see in the show, if they will ever truly act like a couple or what. But I also just think, like, are you supposed to just be filming Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and you're getting on the private jet and everyone's there and everyone's, about 50 and then, okay, this non-cast member who's not a friend of, just a really good friend of Kyle's, who's, 28 and tattooed and a country star, we're just supposed to just act like this isn't odd? Like, well, can I bring my, 30-year-old niece then? Like, what is going on? Like, unless it's a romantic thing, I hope that they bring it up. And I hope they're just like, hey, like, I enjoy her. I think she's cool. But, like, either say we're more than friends or she shouldn't be coming on the group trips. Now, I don't know if she's coming on the group trips. That's why I'm dying to see that.
Yeah. Well, Dorit, I love that Jennifer Aiden is in this, though. Just
she was at the event as well, I guess. It's like for a charity or something.
Dorit and her Kyle got into the fight. And Dorit even said on last season that she's up Morgan's ass and they never hang out like they used to. And now they're completely, I thought, in a fight. So I think Dorit will bring it up.
PK's been sober 9 months.
Wow, that's good.
And he looks thin. And
is he on the, are they going to, because I thought producers forced her, you're going to have to be a friend of if you don't show this divorce.
She had a birthday celebration recently and she showed her kids, Phoenix and Jagger, mind you, and they're growing up. You won't believe how tall they are. And I did not see in that little birthday celebration for herself where she took the kids to like a resort or something. I did not see PK. So, yeah, I think they were going to see them talk about the fact that they're struggling.
The producers told her she had to.
But, she said we're doing better than ever. PK is not drinking and we've never been more in love. And then after the reunion is when, I think sometimes I remember that from When a Man Loves a Woman. Do you remember this movie with Meg Ryan?
Yes.
And what was the guy's name?
Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia. And he's a pilot and she is a teacher, but she's an alcoholic. And, he's such a great guy. He married her with her 2 kids and And then she goes to the rehab place and then she gets better and he's still the greatest dad in the world. And then she's just kind of like, yeah, I think we need to break up. And I was always like, oh my God. But then like in the rehab, I don't know. Sometimes when people get sober, there's a clarity that comes with like, maybe you were too enabling. I don't know what it is, but I just thought that was such an interesting part of the movie because I was like, this guy has been nothing but fabulous
People
and supportive
are obsessed
too.
with that movie too.
Me, I did her last monologue at the rehab place. That's like how I got my first.
Okay,
agent.
well then it doesn't she?
Of course, I cried the whole way home after I saw it. I thought
when she talks about
movie.
how she said when she leaves,
she forgot to pick her kid up from school.
Yeah. And but remember after that they
breaks up with him.
Yeah,
and
they break up.
Sucks, and it shows them in the infinity pool. It was the first time anyone ever saw an infinity pool,
and
they're like holding each other.
Do you remember in the infinity pool? That was one of those times that was in the trailer, but not in the movie.
Yep.
Whenever there's something in the trailer and then we don't see it, that was the first time we ever saw an infinity pool.
Yeah, it was like, and then infinity pools became like all the thing, and you didn't want to go to the hotel unless it had an infinity pool. And it's like, and that movie was filmed like right outside of, what is that city called? It's weird, Zihuatanejo or something, like right outside of Cabo.
Oh, we've been there.
Yeah, because it's really beautiful. But yeah, that's a sad, sad, sad movie.
Well, Erika Jayne, according to sources, doesn't give a damn about Tom Girardi amid his dementia. He has been convicted of embezzling more than $15 million from clients. I don't know how they're going to get the money, who's going to get the money, but that's done.
So shout out Burbank, as we're all 3 Burbank queens.
Yes.
He is at his luxury facility here in Burbank.
Is it really luxurious?
Well, I mean, it's whatever it is, it's in Burbank, the capital of those facilities.
Well, and then Jennifer Aniston congratulated her ex, Justin Theroux, on his engagement. He's engaged to a girl who's like 30.
But is that a congratulations or is that like a, I mean, if you're, I don't know, like, isn't that like, well, congratulations, good for you.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. I hope you're, oh my God, I hope you're so happy.
Right.
Period. I hope that you guys just have the love that you never had with me. Even though I gave you everything and I was in love with you, but it's fine. Have a great life. And she's already pregnant or no? No, well, probably soon. And
Heather, why don't you do a Tyler Henry on what's going to happen with this woman?
Tyler Henry has a new show, by the way, on Netflix. I don't know if it's come out, but his hair is longer, and I just wonder if he's going to be the same. But anyway, okay. Was there a? I see. I see that. I don't know why they're showing me this. I see a guy for your past with brunette hair, and he's with looks like she was born on the premiere date of Friends. That is so interesting.
But will they stay together?
And then Jen Anderson will be like, "Oh, I am good. I am great. I'm fine." Justin, he always wanted to be a dad, and I just was a dad to the dogs, and I thought that was enough. And then I realized, you know what? We are going in different directions, and I don't need to catch you on that highway.
Exactly like her. The level that your face transforms.
Yeah, of course she doesn't care. I always wondered if this was even a legal, real marriage. Because it seemed like such a clean, easy break. Or
I
maybe
never
they
even
just
knew
had
they were
massive
married.
prenups. I don't know.
I never
maybe they
even
just had real
realized
easy
they were
prenups.
married. Is he going to stay with this girl, Tyler, or what's our prediction?
Oh, Tyler. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so I see that they're going to be. I see them like on a studio set where it's like looks like a house, but it's only the front of the house. So they're going to be, they're doing a movie together, but it's okay. It's not going to be a success.
Great.
Oh, okay,
Good
great.
to know.
God, that is good. That's great. You know what? Not everything I do is a success either. Yes, so there you go. But yeah, I think when you find out your ex and you're a public person, of course, you're right. Of course, you should be like, and I don't know if, I don't know if she congratulated them like via under a thing or if she was on a red carpet and was like, oh, I'm thrilled for them. Yes, of course, that's what you should say. I'm thrilled for them.
He bugs. Jennifer Aniston is fucking thriving, okay? She's doing the morning show, season 12 or whatever the hell, with John Hamm and the whole. I really wish that stayed better. I love the first season and second.
That's what people are saying.
I loved the first two seasons so hard, but maybe I'll just like binge the last two. But she's doing great. She does awesome in that show. The work or whatever has settled.
Yes.
Because like at the Friends reunion, I thought I was a little bit bummed. Just
her face. You mean?
yeah, it wasn't that it was that bad. I just thought I was just disappointed she wasn't like as like sort of like she used to be, I guess.
Yeah.
And now she is. Like she looks really, really, really good.
Yes, she looks great. She's good. Speaking of other shows, I talked a little bit about how I was going to finish watching The Perfect Couple with Nicole Kidman on Netflix. And it got mixed reviews. However, a lot of people liked it. But I think anybody that really didn't like it, I think they went in expecting to see a Big Little Lies because you see the photo, you see the little thing of it, and it's like, oh my God, it's Nicole Kidman. It's Liv. How do you say his name? The husband.
Liev Schreiber?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're rich. And it's Nantucket, so it's rich people, it's infidelity, it's a murder. This is going to be everything that gets me wet. This is everything that everybody wants. And then you start watching it, and it's basically you're watching like a version of the movie Clue. It's like corny.
Ooh.
It's like kind of corny. And like things don't make sense, and it feels outdated. And like at one point, they bring up an Apple Watch, and the cops are like, Apple Watch? Do you know that this can tell you when people sleep and when they don't? I'm like, what are you saying? Like, it was just like, so each episode is kind of like, you're kind of wondering who did what, but there's new information that goes and goes and goes. But from what my experience was, it was a little hard to get through.
Are all the episodes
But
there?
then it's so ridiculous that I kind of want people to watch it so that we can like rip on it more. But
sounds like Knives Out. I don't
no,
like
that's what they
stuff
said. They
like
said
that.
it's like Knives Out. They said it's like the Tenenbaums, where it's kind of like you're watching it and you're like, why is this so cheesy and bad? But you have to accept that was the point of it. It wasn't just like a lazy. Because at first you're like, is this a Lifetime movie but produced by Netflix? Like, what the fuck is this? And like the cops are like Keystone Capers, and like there's this one, like the casting's horrible. Like this one guy who's like a junior detective, but he's like 70, and I'm like, he wouldn't still be a cop, but whatever. And then the girl is like, the girl cop is, with her accent, and
She's a dyke.
yeah. And
Well, I didn't get an audition for that.
yeah,
Here
did
we
you
go.
get to audition for that?
No.
you would've been
God.
good.
What's going on in here? She have an accent?
Yeah. And then, oh, yeah. She's like, yeah. And then there's just ridiculous things going
We're
on
watching
that
it.
make no sense, of lots of cheating and all of that. And I did a TikTok on it if you want to
Great.
go to my TikTok where I reveal a little bit more about it. But
Are all the episodes there, and did you completely finish it?
I did. It's 6 or 7 episodes, and I watched the whole thing.
Right.
So you know who did it, or so to
Yes,
speak?
I know who did it, and it's based on a book, and people like the books, but I think when you're reading the book, it's like you're imagining things, and it maybe doesn't feel as like hokey and unrealistic. Like all these rich people are going and talking to the cops without attorneys. I mean, off the bat, you have to say this isn't meant to be taken seriously. End of story.
You know what it reminds
This is
me of
not
from
a
your
real
description?
murder. Like Big Little Lies was meant to be like you felt like you lived in Monterey and you were living this life with these women, and every week the music like would just get you so excited. And you see Nicole Kidman by the beach in a sweater and you're like all excited, and then this just isn't that.
It reminds me of that show where they wrote the mean letters from the neighbor.
Wicked Little Letters.
Yes.
Is it
No,
like
no,
that?
It was, yes. Okay, the Mean Letters from Neighbors was based on the article from The Cut
Yeah.
about these people who said that someone was haunting.
Remember
They
Annette
bought their
Bening?
dream house and they were getting letters, right?
Yeah.
Sent to them about the Watcher.
Yeah, the
I'm the
Watcher.
Watcher.
Remember
Yes.
the guy
Yes.
Rose
And
Byrne?
yes, and I started to watch it too, and I dropped out for
Dropped
that
out.
reason. I was like so excited. I'd read the article, but I also knew, having read the article,
Right.
that there really isn't a real conclusion to it.
Right.
And so I was like, I don't think this will be as fun for me. So I bowed out. But yeah,
It got so dumb and ridiculous, like where he hires a private investigator and a psychic, and we were just like, this is the dumbest shit in the world. I
Yeah.
mean, so you stopped.
I did stop.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, I also felt they might have each just gotten like $2 million until they only had to film this in 6 days. Because it felt very thrown together. And the one part that really bothers me is like, she's an author and she has a book launch. And she keeps the book launch date, even though someone was found dead on her property the day of her son's wedding. But the show must go on. So everybody's enjoying times, and her son's getting really drunk, and then her husband shows up really drunk, and he takes the mic, and he kind of reveals that they're not the perfect couple. And then she's trying to and then he's drunk singing, and she's joining in. And then all of a sudden, he like falls off the stage because he's so drunk. But then a marching band comes in, and there's red, white, and blue balloons that come. And because I guess that was set to have happened. And I'm like, so are you telling me that like, if this was set to happen, there wasn't somebody like the gay, party planner that would have been like, hold off, band.
Oh.
And why do you need a band at your book launch when the book is called Death in Dubai? It wasn't called like Americana Does Me Right.
Yeah.
I was like, that's where I was just like, what? And so then that's when I realized, this is not meant to be good or set in reality. Everybody's an awful person. Every time there's like a new thing that you're like, you can't see it coming because the things are so ridiculous that they reveal each episode.
And that bugs.
So, it bugs, but it doesn't bug because you're not predicting it.
But don't you kind of want to figure out the mystery if it's like Clue? And then when it comes out of nowhere and you're like, well, no one could have figured that out because we
Yeah.
didn't have that information.
That's right, but that's what it is.
And
you won't
it
be able
does
to figure
remind
it
me
out.
also of you watching that Annette Bening show, Apples Fall
Yes,
Apart. Like,
it's
why
bad.
didn't we
It's
get
bad.
to watch that with you? Like,
It's bad like that. It's as bad as Apple's Fall.
Oh.
And that which was also a book. You know what I want? I want to interview some of these authors who are rich enough to come on Juicy Scoop and say, yeah, I hated what they did to my book. I got millions of dollars, but it was fucking ridiculous. I'm totally embarrassed. Read my book and imagine a much better movie in your head because
because you're
slaughtered
the
it.
director of the movie in your own mind.
Right.
You don't make it cheesy unless that's your
You know what? It
jam.
made me want to go back to like reading. I really haven't been reading much at all. Like it's been a long time because I'm on my phone all the time working on Juicy Scoop. You're welcome. And I feel like I just want to get back into a really good book where I can escape and imagine what the person looks like and all that. And it hasn't been made into a movie yet. And I just can do my own thing. That is why people are taught to read.
That's
That
right.
is why. So you can escape and do your own thing with it mentally.
Yeah, absolutely. Girls, tell everybody what's going on in your exciting life.
You do it, Mama.
We're-
We know Heather likes it when you do it better.
Oh, God.
Well, we know.
I know. I felt mean the last time.
No,
I
that's
felt like I
okay.
scolded you. Sorry.
No.
that's okay.
Well, as you know, you're going to come see Killer Burlesque in Portland, Oregon, but you can hear us every week on our podcast, Dumb Gay Podcast. Right now, we're heavily into the election. So, like, if
Which
you're
is great
not...
because I don't talk about it. So
Right.
go get your comedy and your rawness from the girls.
Yeah, like, if you're not into that at all, then don't bother. But if you just want to, like, dip in and see what's doing, then
The election's
yeah.
in like 6 weeks.
And there
And
is a
we're just-
lot of
there's a
comedy.
lot
of
going
comedy.
on.
A lot of comedy to be had.
A lot
So,
going on.
And we do
go on
Patreon.
Oh,
over.
and our Patreon, which we do 3 shows a week. We do it on video and audio. It's not politics at all. We do weird shit. Like, we do everything but politics on there. So,
And then, of course, you guys will see us all live
Yeah.
this Saturday at the Venetian, beautiful Venetian, this Saturday night. And then all my other dates, Philly, Ridgefield, Connecticut, Boston, Minneapolis, and Chicago, which are with Chris Frangiola. All of those dates are all at heathermcdonald.net. And then, of course, I'll be in the Irvine Improv November 8th, 9th, and 10th. So that's all there. And then my other dates that were moved or have been moved to Valentine's Day weekend, which is New York City on Friday the 14th. Then the 15th, February 15th, I'll be in D.C. And then Sunday, I will be in Red Bank, New Jersey, Sunday the 17th of February. All those dates, heathermcdonald.net, along with how to join my Patreon. Thank you so much. Love you all. Subscribe. Tell everybody about the YouTube. I put on a lot of makeup for you people, and I'd like you to watch it sometimes too.